Now, as Ian's getting the jolly jaunt away, we've given him the worst group to analyse. Group A is clearly the worst. Poland, Czechs, Greece and Russia in it. What do you reckon to this one?
Yeah, clearly the worst standard-wise, I think, is fair to say, but from a betting point of view, I can't see anything but Russia topping the group and Poland coming second. Russia destroyed us twice. Fair enough, Richard Dunn did a number on them out in Moscow, kept them out. For about an hour, 70 minutes, they absolutely battered us. Barring we came on and had a little bit of a war with them at the end. But Russia, as I showed on Friday night against Italy, they absolutely destroyed Italy again. Now, in fairness, Italy look out of sorts and they've had an awful bad preparation with all the scandal with the match fixing. But Russia just seemed to play with so much freedom and fluidity that either it's going to go horribly wrong for them, or they can win the group. 3 wins. And I think with Poland, the Czech Republic and Greece, Poland on home soil have enough quality. They've got a very good striker up front in Peter Lewandowski. I think they can follow the up 9-2. I think it's a great bet to come out of the group. I can't see Greece, although they had a fairly decent qualifying campaign. Greece and Czech Republic for me won't be going anywhere.
Okay, well, if Group A is the one that people aren't looking at, Group B is the one that really holds all the interest in the first phase away from Ireland. John, you've had a look at that for us?
Yeah, without a doubt, Michael. It's the group I'm looking forward to the most. I think it's going to have the best football. But then when I was thinking about it, I was there. Are Holland and Germany still going to come through it? And I've come to the conclusion that they are, even though they're serious opposition from Portugal and Denmark. I actually feel the bet of the group is for Holland to win the group at 15-8, which is a super price. Everyone seems to think Germany are a better team than Holland, but I just like the way Holland are entering the tournament. They're playing good football, very good attacking play. They have Van Persie on form. They have Sneijder, who's done nothing all season, and he's going to really be up for this tournament. Van der Vaart, they have Affalay, they have Robben. They just have, and then they have like the likes of De Jong and Strootman in centre midfield. They're just very solid. What I was looking at though, I actually think if there is to be a surprise, it's not going to come from Portugal. I think it will come from Denmark. And I'm looking at one bet here, Denmark at 3-1 to beat Portugal when they meet in their match. They beat them in the qualification campaign and they were very impressive. I think it was 2-0 or 2-1 in Copenhagen, but they played Portugal off the park. They might be just that bit more solid. Portugal a bit too unpredictable. They have Nani and Ronaldo, but at the end of the day, are they going to have an end product? Do Portugal have that striker that can put the ball in the back of the net? Whatever you may say about Nicolas Bentner, he will probably score goals in this tournament, while Ronaldo and Nani might be involved in a lot of build-up play. But when you see the likes of Helder Postiga, I think, still floating around, Portugal are a bit suspect there. So for me, it's Holland to win the group and Germany to come second, and Denmark to beat Portugal as the nice bet from the group.
I agree with John. I watched that Denmark and Portugal game, and that could have been 7 or 8. Denmark absolutely wiped the floor of Portugal. They were fantastic that night.
Christian Eriksen could be one of the players to watch out for.
Yeah.
He's one of these players who's been spoken about for a number of years at this stage, without ever really breaking into the mainstream yet.
Yeah, with all the talk over the last few weeks of Hazard and Kagawa and these different little playmakers, it's all gone quiet with Christian Eriksen, and like he was linked to all the Premier League teams really over the last 12-18 months. So he's definitely got potential in behind Bentner.
Excellent. Well, that leaves us with Group D. I've had a quick look at that one, and sadly, I can't see England getting out of the group.
Controversial.
Yeah, so tell me I'm wrong. Look, there's been too much confusion. I think changing managers, Rooney being suspended for the first 2 games, people getting injured, missing Rio. We won't go into that. But I just think it all leads up to them being eliminated in the group. Now, I think even a little bet at 5-1 for England not to win any of their games could pay off. That's to be pessimistic for me, perhaps, but. They don't tend to beat France, they don't tend to beat Sweden very often, and then trying to play the Ukraine, maybe needing a win in Ukraine's backyard. It's going to be tough.
The game you won last game.
In contrast, I think France are coming bubbling up quite nicely. I think
20 games unbeaten before they play tonight, isn't it?
Blanc's managed to get rid of the sort of the troublemakers from 2010. They've been pushed aside. They kicked off with a terrible home defeat against Belarus in the qualifying. But since then it's been all up, and it's 7-4. I think they're a great price to win the group.
Yeah, Blanc looks to be the manager. He wasn't the player. He looks top class.
And I think then it would be Ukraine against Sweden, and actually their first game against each other could be the one that decides it. And I think I'm going to give the advantage to the home side. Ukraine could surprise a few teams. So France and Ukraine going through from Group D for me.
How will that be considered in England? Obviously, there's not the same hype about this tournament and this squad, but will it still be massive disappointment if they don't get out?
Yeah, they will. But I think in terms of Roy Hodgson, he'll get the World Cup. I think there'll be a bit of saving grace for him. The fact that it's so chaotic, that'll work in his favour. And anything they do get out of it, if they even get through to the quarterfinals,
And it seems to
that'll
be
be seen as a triumph.
the Euros seem to be being massively overshadowed in England this summer by the Olympics. Now, obviously they're hosting it, so it's going to be a bigger deal for England than for anyone else.
And the Jubilee.
It's,
there seems to be very little build-up.
yeah, it's
Is there a chance though that England could be like Chelsea in the Champions League, that they're not going to be the best team, but that they will be very, very hard to beat?
Yeah, that C word has been bandied around the way they've played the Norway friendly and the Belgian one as well. Very defensive, and the way they lined up against Spain. Earlier in the year.
International record too.
And they might be better off without Rooney for the first couple of
I'm
matches.
getting quite excited now. You're talking it up for me. I'm still going to go with France and Ukraine, though. But fingers crossed anyway. Now,